When you think of a school, you might imagine something that looks like this. But many students actually spend a lot of time in buildings that look like this, and this.
Portables are definitely a problem. I've been in portables for around 7 years.
Portable classrooms have become a common fixture in schools across the country.
Bring water, bring a jacket, be prepared for loud noises. Basically, be prepared to be distracted a lot.
These prefab structures are the go-to quick fix when school populations surpass a school's capacity. But there are hidden costs. Critics say they're bad for the environment, they're a burden for school budgets, and they can be harmful for student health. More than a few children we found are sick of studying in portables.
It feels like you've got your priorities out of order, and I feel a little bit ignored.
The idea behind portable classrooms is that they're supposed to be temporary, something to help schools deal with overcrowding. Try telling that to Billie Lane.
How do you figure out what factors you use to make that happen?
She's been teaching in this portable at Kalles Junior High in Puyallup, Washington for 16 years, and it wasn't new when she got it.
I've taken good care of this one, but I think I got lucky with this one too. I can't stress that enough. I think I got lucky.
Since Lane inherited this classroom, she's tried to look on the bright side and make the most of her space.
The one advantage of a portable is the walls are it's like one big bulletin board. You can put it up anywhere and leave it, so the kids have left their mark. It will probably take
her students call it Lane's World.
This one's going on the wall.
They say a dynamic teacher helps make up for the shortcomings of portable life. But Lane admits, not all portable classrooms are as cozy as hers.
In some of the other portables that I've been in, smell has been an issue. You walk in and they have a real bad odor in them. The lighting is really bad, it's dark, it's dank. When it's that kind of an atmosphere, it sets a tone.
Dave Blake is an indoor air quality specialist for the Northwest Clean Air Agency. He's tested air quality in more than 3,000 classrooms in Washington state.
We have a lot of fancy equipment, but you don't really necessarily need it. You can walk into a classroom and right away, if you can smell the humanity and taste the humidity, you know you've got a ventilation issue.
Blake measures carbon dioxide levels first.
So that's about it, about 1,400 coming in. Fresh outside air is about 400 parts per million now worldwide. We like to keep classrooms below about 800 or 1,000 parts per million. So if it's above that, we want to know why.
High CO2 indicates that students are breathing too much of their own exhaust, taking in germs from coughs and sneezes that hang in the air.
0.3 to 10 microns.
Other airborne particles are likely building up as well. Things like dust and allergens, or volatile organic compounds like formaldehyde. The Tacoma-Pierce County Health Department, one of the only Washington state agencies with consistent CO2 data for schools, found that portable classrooms, on average, did not meet the standard for acceptable CO2 levels.
Already, CO2's dropping in here with the kids gone.
Other studies show that as CO2 levels rise, student performance falls.
As CO2 goes up, so does absenteeism. And it's notable that it's a little worse in portables, but we don't know why.
Blake also looks for signs of moisture by using infrared cameras and moisture meters.
8%. It's essentially bone dry.
When a building takes on water, there's likely to be mold, a common trigger for asthma. Problems get worse as portables remain in use for years or even decades beyond their intended lifespan. Yet it's common practice throughout the Northwest to continue to use portables beyond their life expectancy. It's easy to want to blame school officials, but often they recognize the problems and would like nothing more than to get rid of their old portables. The challenge is convincing taxpayers in their districts to pay for something better. Rudy Fyles is the Chief Operations Officer for the Puyallup School District. 20% of their classrooms are portable. That's 4 times the national average, and about half are more than 20 years old.
The biggest problem that really all school districts have with portable classrooms is they're really not adequate educational space.
In the last 2 decades, enrollment has more than doubled, For 10 years, the district has tried to pass bonds to pay for new permanent buildings, but again and again, voters have said no. People like Fyles have no choice but to continue to use old portables and bring in new ones.
Portables are considerably less expensive than permanent space. They're about a third of the cost.
But those savings are only short-term. Studies show that over the course of their lifetimes, portables actually cost twice as much as typical permanent classrooms. In addition to higher maintenance costs, portables are also highly inefficient and take more energy to heat and cool. And because portables are independent structures, they're often charged residential electricity rates.
It's kind of a double whammy. Not only do you use more power, but you pay a higher rate for the power you're using.
Portable classrooms aren't going away anytime soon. But could they be reinvented? Could the next generation of portables be made from formaldehyde-free, non-toxic materials? Could they have open ceilings, larger windows, skylights, and solar panels so the building can generate its own energy? How about trading the conventional, noisy HVAC units for a natural ventilation system that exchanges 3 times as much fresh air? The answer to all these questions is yes. Green portables are actually already being developed around the country. One of the first is being installed in an elementary school in Seattle. This structure is the first portable classroom built to meet the Living Building Standards, the world's strictest rules in sustainable building.
What we're trying to do is take something that was previously the weakest aspect of the school and turn it into a true asset.
This classroom is designed to generate its own energy and harvest its own water. Inside, the classroom looks fundamentally different from a typical classroom.
Wow, this is like the awesomest thing I've ever seen. Whoa, I can't believe this is our classroom. This is going to be our new classroom. I really like the swing. It's fun.
This is how the wall's made. Do you guys want to start with a little bit of show and tell?
Sure.
You will see that all of this is exposed, and we do that because we want to show how the structure is made, but also there's a question about where the wood comes from.
And what's that white thing up there?
That white thing is a carbon dioxide monitor, so we make sure that the air quality is good.
And it has little gauges, knobs, and tubes everywhere that they're just really cool to look at. You'd never find a building that had that all covered up because it looks ugly.
We wanted to play with the center beam, which is structural here, and again, that's also sustainably harvested wood.
When they see systems like are in this building, that'll encourage them to ask questions, and for many students, that'll encourage them to just poke around.
We're trying to expose things to make every single part of the building a learning opportunity.
The most important skill our students can leave our school with is that real-life critical thinking and problem solving, and this building is going to inspire it every day.
Right now, the price tag is about $200,000. That's about twice the cost of a conventional portable. Over time, they say lower operations and maintenance costs will more than make up the difference. For the kids who will get to use this space, the difference is priceless.